Hello everyone, welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 with Turley 6. We're getting ready to do a restore of the Smith 1500. I have two of them here that I've bought in Barnes. As you can see, the factory color on this one is like a maroon or a brown. Car value is at 17,746 down there on the bottom left. And then I have this one over here, which is more of a cream or a white. It's valued at $16,522. So my plans are to dismantle both, rebuild this one first with as much reconditioned parts out of both, and depending on how that goes and what's left, I may just sell off this frame, or I may go ahead and restore this one as well. But let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I like to do is on these is we'll take off the actual body parts. Pretty easy to do that, so start stripping it down here. Take it right down to the body. I love how they call the tailgate the trunk. Alright. This one doesn't look like it's missing any parts. This one obviously is missing a door. But okay, so let's go ahead and do the interior. Check the condition of the seats and the steering wheel and all of that. Okay. So that's pretty much it of what we can take off. I might have some tail lights back here. Yep. So this one is stripped down. The entire body is stripped at this point. Okay. So what I like to go ahead and do at this point is go ahead and we'll detail the inside. This costs us $100, but it's basically completely restoring the inside of the car. So now it's 100% basically restored inside. We're going to go ahead and move this over to B. And then we got the welder here. What this will do is this will completely restore the actual frame or body for $1,000. So right now the body is 100% and interior is 100% mint of what's on here. Obviously the parts that I took off are not repaired yet. So we're going to go ahead and do the interior over here. This one's missing a steering wheel as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the interior. Put this back where it goes. Pull the welder over here. It'll let you do that over and over again for $1,000, so you only want to do it once. Okay, so let's put this back. So now we've got the interior 100% and the body's 100%. Let's go ahead and take the parts off. Okay. So I think that's it. We got this one stripped down 100% as well. Okay. Now what we can do is go to the repair bench, and we have a 95% repair perk unlocked. And let's see what we can fix up here. anything that's a fail will be destroyed. Basically, it'll go to 1%. All right, so now what we're going to do is I repaired everything I could or destroyed it. Now we're going to go through and see what we can put back on this car and build it back up here. So we're going to go to assemble mode. Headlights you can't repair, so I like to look at the condition. And I'll put the best condition one on there. License plate, really. I just need to make sure I put the same on both. Okay. And it'll automatically put whatever's the best condition on the left. So I'm just clicking through it. I'm going to take the best of what I got, and then I'm going to and then I'll repair it, and then I'll paint it all the same, and then I'll see what, then I'll decide what I'm going to do on the other, on what's left. I'll either sell it or okay. So let's look at the status here. Okay. Looking pretty good. Alright, so let's go into interior disassemble and then interior assemble. And we'll put in what we got here, the best condition. And I don't really think we had one steering wheel, which we do, okay. Alright. Now what we can do is go ahead and put it in the... You wouldn't want to paint this probably now in real life, but in the game, doesn't hurt. Alright, so we can decide on factory color, which is like that maroon, which I don't really care for. So I'm going to change the paint scheme. Maybe go with that. Let's move it back out here in the shop and we'll take a look at it here. So right now, body wise, we're good to go. Now we got to obviously still got to do the frame or the suspension, tires, and the engine. So we want to go back to C. Alright, so got a nice looking truck here now, and let's look at the value. It only went up about $2,000, maybe $3,000. So, as of right now, if you sold it, you would not get a restoration bonus because you have not restored enough of it. So let's check to see on this if I've got to take the starter off out of the engine bay. And I do, so let's pull that out. Okay. Let's go ahead and put her up in the air. Alright. Let's get this get set up so we can pull the engine here. It's always good to check that starter, if you can get that starter pulled off before you raise it up. If not, you'll have to go back and forth and it just wastes your time. Of course, you can't be in a hurry on a restore. It's not gonna go that quick. Okay, so we can go ahead and pull this exhaust off. It's not going to hurt anything here. Alright. Let's go ahead and drop it back down. Alright, so let's get the engine puller. Pull out the engine. Okay, so it's basically in a crate right now. You don't see it. Let's return this. And what you do is when you go over to your engine stand here, you can add engine in the crate that you have crated up. So now here's the engine. Okay, so we'll come back to this. So we'll go ahead and pull the rest of this internal stuff out that we have in here. Okay. Now we can put this up. Alright, so we can, right now, we're going to completely remove all the suspension and all the tires, and then completely remove the engine down. So let's start on the engine first. Also, something I forgot to do that you should always do is attempt to drain the oil out of them. A lot of times these rebuilds won't have oil, but you should always check, because if I take this oil pan off and there's oil in there, it's a $100 cleanup fee basically, which is not a big deal, but it's just not following the process. So these little valve, I'm going to get the rocker arms off here. And you can click on these to zoom in. So if I'm trying to pull the head off, you can see how it's highlighting the valve push rods. And it'll do the same thing. If I try to do the valve push rod, it'll highlight the rocker arm. And just tapping the X on the PS4 will move it over, adjust the camera angle. Now there's some stuff you cannot repair, so you will have to steal it off another vehicle or buy it new. This is not really a high value restore, so there's no need to, unless you're going to keep it and play around with it on the test track and stuff, there's no need to get too crazy about it, but it's whatever you want. You can make everything 100% if you would like. Okay. This side area, much on this side. Alright, let's hit the front up here. Now, before we start putting this one back together, we will actually strip both cars completely down, engine-wise. Repair what we can. Try to rebuild one good one. And then we will buy what we need to build one good one. And like I said, then I'll make a decision on the second truck when I get to that point. Now, the distributor cap, it's like, hey, what's going on? There's two little clips here that are kind of hard to see. And if you're not aware of them, it can cause you some issues, which it has me before. Okay, I think that might be everything that we can get. Okay, so then you go to your engine stand and tip left or right, whichever you want, doesn't really matter. And we're going to drop the oil pan here. Then we'll start taking out the internals. Got all these little brackets in here that you have to pull off. Pistons and piston rings you cannot repair, so those you'll need to buy. Easier to zoom in a little bit here. But as you can see, when I try to do the camshaft or crankshaft, it'll say, hey, you got to take this other stuff off first. Okay. Now, in this game, you can actually literally take the block and put it in your inventory. Now, as far as the game mechanics are concerned, this is still on here, so you got to crate it back up. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go assemble the body parts that we have for here. We'll go ahead, they're going to be 100% because we repaired them, or if not, we'll make a decision on that. But we're going to go to assemble mode and see what parts we have and start putting stuff back on here. That was still green. I'm okay with anything that's above about 60%. Except for a license, I wouldn't care about that. Okay. Okay, we're getting Doing pretty good right now. Getting lucky here. Looks like our repairs, we did pretty good on that. We got pretty lucky. At 95%, sometimes you can really have quite a few fails. Let's see what the condition of the tail lights are here. That was fine. It's fine. Okay. I don't think I don't even know if I took the rear window out the first time. Okay. Alright, so I don't have a right door. So this is where you know, you can go ahead and decide, am I going to sell it? Am I going to keep it? I'm not sure yet, so I'm not going to buy the door yet. I'm going to go back to normal mode. I'm going to go to interior disassemble, interior assemble. I'll go ahead and put the seats back in. They're not bad. They're above 60%, but I don't have a steering wheel. Okay, so now I do have parts in here. Let me look in here. Those are wheels. Those are engine parts. Alright, so I do have seats in here and I have steering wheels. So let's try to put this steering wheel 17 in there, if it'll let us here. Okay. Got that in there. I didn't even see if I had any body parts for this car when I started. I do got a rear window, but it's not in good a shape as the one I got on there. And I do have a left side mirror, which we'll go ahead and pull that. I'm not sure if that's, I probably won't, I might not use that anyway. Alright, so got that. Let's unhook the starter. Okay. Okay. Do. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Oh, let me rotate it back up for now. Just rolling right along. Obviously the belts you can't repair, so you just buy them new. Rolling along. And when we go to put it back together, you can always, oh, we were missing those clips. It just came right off and it wasn't even on there. This one may have oil in it too, so maybe the $100 fine, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I think we're going to call that an episode. I'll finish pulling all of this apart and then I'll bring you guys back for the next step after that. So appreciate you watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you soon.